There you have it. That was the last time you guys are ever going to hear Merc speak to you guys with her stock catalytic converter. So today's video, we're going to go ahead and install our test pipe. This is the Ultimate Racing resonated test pipe. So we're going to go ahead and bolt this up, connect our new AFR gauge up to it, and call it a video. So if that sounds interesting to you guys, but go ahead and stay tuned and listen up, because at the very end we will go ahead and do a little sound bite for you guys to see the differences. So other than that, let's go ahead and get started. And for those who missed my unboxing of this, I kind of went over it in that video, but the Ultimate Racing resonated test pipe that I got from Ultimate Racing, this came with the hardware, gasket for each end, and then I also selected to get the extra bung. So this is going to be where our AFR is going to go, our gauge, and this is where the stock sensor is going to go, right here on this extender. So I opted to get the extender because it will prevent, hopefully fingers crossed, a CEL, check engine light. So got the resonated just to make sure it muffles a little more sound while driving. And yeah, so there's a little background on this test pipe. Alright, tools for this little test pipe install. You're going to need a jack to get up underneath the car, your jack stands, your test pipe itself. I have a ratchet and extension with a 15mm ratcheting wrench, and I also have the 15mm here. Here is our AFR sensor. This is going to be the one going up to this side over here towards the front of the car, and this is going to be where the stock sensor is going to go. Okay, you're also going to want to go ahead and pick this up from some kind of auto store, or I got mine off of Amazon. I'll link this down below as always, but this is directly meant for the sensors. That way it can squeeze on there without affecting anything. So if you guys can see, it's cut out right there, and it allows you to pretty much get the wire through that line to tighten it down and loosen up the old one. And a pair of gloves, because it is going to get a little dirty back there. You might bust some knuckles if you don't got it. And then yeah, so here's the sensor that's already hooked up to the car. I just gotta hook it up together and get it on this test pipe. So let's go ahead and get this car jacked up and get this project started. And I actually just lied to you guys. If you guys remember watching my AFR boost gauge and AFR gauge install right there on the pillar, you remember that I actually have stowed away the AFR side. So I'm gonna go ahead and route that through the car. I'll show you guys how I do that real quick. What we're gonna go ahead and do is pop this open, pop over the other side, and we're gonna go ahead and feed the wires down to the passenger side of the car. Alright, there's our harness right there. We're gonna go ahead and fish that out and fish it through the other side. So you can either tie a string to the end or wiggle it, finesse it through. Anyways, regardless, however you guys want to do it, whatever's easiest for you, it's got to make it that way to its passenger side. Alright, so real quick, I was able to fish this through without any additional tools, no fishing line, no anything like that. So I basically went right through this side. I didn't go back here, went through here through the front. So you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. Let me show you the other side so I can give you a nice little reference. So there's where I had it coiled before. Come up closer towards the center console, and right through here you kind of see through the other side. That's where I was able to finesse it through there. So now that we have this fed through, we'll pull some slack out, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this carpet back. Don't gotta pull it back too far. That's good right here. Alright, with the carpet removed, we're gonna go ahead and roll this foam. This might snap, but it's gonna be toward the bottom of your car, so you'll be able to hide that. And there's our grommet area right there. So you can see there's the stock sensor. So we're just gonna go ahead and follow suit with that. Show you guys the best of my ability. But there you go, you can pull that, move that to the side, and there's the hole taking you to the bottom of the car. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Oh, there it goes, through the hole. Let's just feed more than probably necessary. More the better, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and jack the car up now that we got it through there and see what we're working with.
Plus jewelry, fun accessories, and more ideas for her special day. $29.99 and under. Get low.
And real quick, there's our little sensor, so it looks like plenty. And here's our current catalytic converter right there that we'll be swapping out here. Alright, here's some quick updates for you guys. So here is the downpipe, here is your cat, here is your stock sensor. So first thing I want to annotate for you is this guy right here. This guy right here, this is a 19mm little nut, so there's no bolt head, it's like welded on or something. But yeah, there's our sensor. Here's our sensor tool. So like I said, this is just gonna snake over the wire like that, and it sits right on there. You can take the ratchet and remove it that way. Okay. Moving further along down the way. You'll see how everything's kind of routed through this bracket of the cat. So we'll just have to just go ahead and slide this out. It's not really bolted in there or anything, it just kind of pops on out. And that's what we're gonna have to go ahead and do to remove it from all these little brackets that's holding it to the car. As simple as that. And then moving towards the back of the cat, this is where it connects to your mid pipe. There's just the 2 bolts, and again that is a 15mm, so that should be able to come out. So 15mm, 19 towards the front, get the sensor tool on there, drop that. And then last but not least, there is a hanger on the other side of this cat. I'll show you that. But yeah, there is the hanger. So this hanger is going to require a 12mm wrench for this little bolt right here. So you're going to have to go ahead and remove that from the hanger. And I honestly probably should have done this from the get-go, but we're going to go ahead and PB blaster all of our hardware. Make sure that breaks loose nice and easy. Just got to remove that stock sensor. Alright, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. That was an act of gosh takeoff. That was really on there, so that's probably the hardest piece that I've ever had to take off on my exhaust. So there is our stock sensor. Take care of that. Alright, one side done. Let's go ahead and bust over those other ones. Alright, let's get this off. Alright. We're officially catless. That really wasn't too bad. The hardest part were those 2 19mm towards the front, but once I got PB blaster on there, it came off relatively okay. So there is our resonated mid pipe. So let's go ahead and install that new shiny test pipe. Okay, well now that they're off the car, both of them, there is the stock catalytic converter. Here is our resonated test pipe. Look at the size difference. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh them and see what the differences are. But let me go ahead and tilt this up and I'll show you guys kind of the main differences. But there you go, you can see a big old filter, can't even see through it. And then here's the Ultimate Racing, goes straight through. Restrictive, not restrictive. And the good old saying, more flow, more go. Alright, first up, let's go ahead and do the aftermarket. So that's 8.4 pounds, okay? Alright, here's the stock. I'm gonna go ahead and guess it's about 25. Let's see if we can get that on there. So that's about 16.2. So double the weight of the Ultimate Racing test pipe. Walk it like you talk it. Walk it like you talk it. Thanks, buddy. So this has been on the car for 51,000 miles. And this is what 51,000 miles of wear and tear looks like from California weather to over here in Florida. Okay, this is basically how it's going to sit on the car. Here's your extended bung. This is going to go to where your stock sensor is. Here is the bracket that goes to the hanger. So it's important that you guys keep the hardware from the car. So it's just going to go right through there. And then here is our extra one I ordered. This was like an extra $30. But this is where our AFR wideband's going to go. Alright, a little update for you guys. I got the hardware in there with the gasket tightened down. I got that bolt up there through the hanger. Towards the front, I have it bolted up as well. I just removed the extra bung cover. So here is that sensor that came with the AEM gauge. So I'm going to go ahead, unscrew this, plug it into the bung, then we'll have to tighten it down. Alright, so that's on there. We'll go ahead and hit that up with our special tool that we have. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and connect that. So again, this is the one that we just routed through to our gauge. Here's the other end of this. Alright, connected. Nice and good there. Alright, so now that we have that on there hand tight, here is our handy dandy tool once again. Feed it on through the cable, bring it down, and I'm just going to tighten it ever so slightly. Don't need to over tighten it, but there we go, that's on there. It shouldn't go anywhere, just the way we want it. And then I'm going to go ahead and route this back up to the car. Alright, so we tightened down the aftermarket side. Here's the stock side. Go ahead and give this a nice tighten. Alright, so I think we should be good to go ahead and start the car up. Make sure no codes pop up and see how loud it is. Alright, just to show you guys that it is now reading, so everything looks good on our end. Alright, so while the car was on, I went ahead and I checked for leaks. Didn't feel anything crazy down there. So all we're going to really do now is we're going to go ahead and route our AFR wire back up into there. Hide that away, stow it away with some zip ties. I'll probably end up zip tying the stock sensor to some of the frames up there, just to kind of keep it from just dangling like that. And yeah, let me go ahead and do that and I'll show you guys the end result. Everything's put back together panel wise, and it's like nothing is even there. Here's where I zip tied the stock sensor, just to this little hanger, kind of keep it off the heat shield right there. And then there's the aftermarket sensor, routes right up into the car where I showed you guys. Alright, so now that that test pipe is now installed, I'm going to go ahead and clean up the garage. I'm going to go ahead and drive it around the neighborhood as it is not tuned yet. We'll go ahead, take the Tactics cable, upload the GST Catback Exhaust, and see what we get. Alright, here we are back in the house. We just finished wrapping up installing the test pipe. So what you're going to need to do now is tune the car. So GST, they have a tune that we can use, like I said. So I'll link this Evo 10 forum and the link in the description below. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll on down to the year of your Ralliart. They have ones from 2009 all the way through 12, it looks like. So pick whatever one's your car. I'm going to use the latest one. I have a 2015. However, I'm going to use this 2012 stock Ralliart plus boost pill upgrade plus Catback Exhaust. And then they have two options, 91 or 93. Obviously, depends on what type of octane you guys have near you. I'm going to use 93. We'll download that file. And I already have it saved over here in my GST tune area. And here it is, the boost pill and Catback Exhaust. So let's go ahead and take our Tactics cable right here. And we're going to run over the car and upload that. And I'm going to go ahead and take the car for a spin, get some sound bites for you. Okay, with the car on, plugged into the laptop, we're going to go over to Ecu Flash. Right there, open her up. Like, if you guys don't know what you're doing, I have another video I'll link down in the description below where I go in full detail of everything. But we're going to go ahead and flash this onto the car, and I'll catch back up with you guys when I'm done. Alright, and just like that, we are done. Let's go ahead and turn the car off. Alright, after the GST tune, there is our air-fuel ratio, 14.7. Looks pretty dang good. Pretty sure that's what the numbers we were expecting to see. Alright, so that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the install of the straight pipe here on the 2015 Lancer Ralliart. It's basically going to be the same thing for 08 and above. I'm pretty excited to see what kind of power gains I'm going to get out of this after the tune. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and take it for a spin. And yeah, so like you guys already saw, you got the sound clips. Sounds amazing. I will show you some more in depth on like in-cabin noise as well. That's why I kind of went resonated. I didn't really want the whole rumble all throughout the car. And as far as the smell goes, I really don't know it's that big of a difference. Yeah, you can smell it, but it's not as exaggerated as some people say. Unless you got like a dog nose or something, you should be good. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns on this install for today's video, please lay a comment down below and I'll try to address them as always. And yeah, just want to say thanks for watching. Never live your life on auto, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.